Okay, great. Thank you very much. Well, welcome, first of all, to the demo day for Ideas in Motion. It's a great pleasure to be here in this beautiful building. We are in the atrium of the Technisches Universität, TU Berlin. And of course, we'd like to thank the TU very, very much for hosting us. My name is Sima. I'm one of the co-founders of Synga Deutschland. And I'm here today with Sophia from Project Restart, and of course another number of team members behind us who will kind of wave in a moment. And together we would like to, first of all, thank all of you for joining us, and of course thank our entrepreneurs for joining us as well and preparing great presentations and for sharing their insights with all of you. Now we pass on to Sophia.
Yeah, also very warm welcome from my side. I'm Sophia. This is Ella. We're very excited to be here to see this day. It's been about 9 months that our two initiatives, Project Restart and Synga Deutschland, set together. We each had kind of made our experiences with newcomer entrepreneurs. Project Restart had experimented a lot with direct consultation, with summer schools, with all kinds of offers for newcomer entrepreneurs in 2016. So we had a number of experiences, and on the other hand, Synga Deutschland, who had been very active all across Europe actually, in connecting newcomers and locals, and who had built a great community in Berlin already. And we sat together and we said, we already like each other, but maybe we can do even more. Maybe we can build the first incubation program for newcomer entrepreneurs in Berlin. Those 2 days were very intense. There was a lot of cake, which was good. And at the end of those 2 days, we actually came up not just with a joint vision of what Ideas in Motion could be, but also with a very clear roadmap. And we were very, very proud to actually launch the program in March of this year. As the year kind of proceeded in 2016, our team grew in miraculous ways and in awesome ways. Synga came on board and other team members came on board. And also we were able to win a number of partners that were really enriching the program. And I would like to mention in particular C-Labs. I've seen David here already, over there. C-Labs, who have been a really great design partner, helping us to take this program to a new level. You will probably hear about this a little later, about the program, but I just want to say that for us it's really a great opportunity to be here and to see you, and to hear more how you have experienced this last 5 months.
So taking a look at our agenda, just so you know what is in store for you this evening. After this welcome, we will have a few words from Maike from Create Tools. Some of you may be wondering why on earth you perceived rocks upon entering the building. Maike will be more than happy to explain this very interesting ritual to you. Then we'll move on to a keynote speech, followed by some reflections on some of our insights, things that we've learned throughout the program from the team side, also looking to the future. What's next? There is something next, and we'd like to share that with you as well. Of course, the most important part of the evening is to hear from the entrepreneurs themselves. Each entrepreneur has a demo that they would like to present so that you can get a feeling for their businesses and sort of where they've come over these 5 months. Finally, we'll have a certificate ceremony to acknowledge their efforts and contributions to the program as well. And of course, followed by networking, delicious food, and drinks. So Maike, you can join us on stage.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Partners, sponsors, friends, the entrepreneurs. I've been very lucky working with you for 1 day. I design creative rituals for special moments like this to mark a moment, an opening, goodbye, transition, change, for companies, for anything. This morning I gave a workshop to creative leadership, Berlin School of Creative Leadership. People from all over, and They designed 8 great tools on their own, so that's how I do it as well. I'd love to work more with you and with Singa and these Ideas in Motion, but I'll explain what you see here. This is a glass box and some stones, and the entrepreneurs have written something on this rock, something they've learned, something they want to share, and we will build a milestone together. So after their talk or presentation, they can tell us what's on their rock and place it ceremonial in that glass box. And you all have 2 rocks, 2 small ones. You've all been contributing to this project, and the second rock is actually we'd like you to continue contributing, because this is the first pilot, this is the first one. So I will make sure your rocks go in there and your rocks afterwards, stones, and then we will put concrete over it and design this milestone with everything inside. Only we are witness of the fact this is in there. And maybe some archaeologist one day will find out what's in there. And if we can do it maybe next time again, we can build a table on these rocks for whoever you are then, by then, in so many years. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to ask Florian to join us on the stage. Florian is the director of the Center for Entrepreneurship here at the TU Berlin. He is an expert on social entrepreneurship and would like to share with us some insights into the future of sustainable entrepreneurship. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the introduction. I'm extremely delighted to talk to you about the future of sustainable entrepreneurship. What I want to do in the next couple of minutes is really to share some reflections with you, and my objective is that hopefully some of you can relate to my thoughts and then have some food for thought when you grab a drink afterwards. To reflect on the future, it's probably wise to talk a little bit about the status quo before I reflect on the future. Well, the status quo is, if you go to YouTube, you find Stephen Hawking, one of the most famous physicists, brilliant mind, who says, if we continue like this, we probably have another 100 years on this planet. The status quo is, if you go to the website of the United Nations, you find the 17 Global Goals for Sustainable Development. Those are the goals that 200 country leaders signed off on, and those are the goals that we should achieve together until 2030. Those goals include no poverty, zero hunger, peace and justice for everyone, and action against climate change. Now, if we take the purest definition of sustainability, it's probably time that we act, that I act, that you act, and that entrepreneurs act. Entrepreneurs are extremely important in this game. Why? Because entrepreneurs, they bring disruptive innovation to the table. They might change the way we consume in the future, they might change the way we travel, or they might change our well-being positively. But there's a second reason why I believe that entrepreneurs are important in this game. The second reason is, I just went to the Tech Open Air last week, and I can tell you, many entrepreneurs, they are perceived as the new heroes. The stories that they tell and what they do does influence the behavior of others. So, if those entrepreneurs, they decide, I want to contribute to achieving those goals, I think what we need, and it's my first kind of reflection, I think what we need is a new decision-making function. When I walk around, when I talk to entrepreneurs, but also when I talk to investors, there's still the word profit and the word money that I hear the most. So I hope that there can be a new decision-making function where, as an entrepreneur, in the future I can show how I make profit through a business model that works It's extremely important that I make money. But then if I can include two new variables in my function, one that I could call planet and one that I could call people, well then I have a decision-making function where I make economic, social, and ecological value. Now, if I apply this new decision-making function, this probably also changes the way I measure and I talk about success. If you look at the biographies of many famous entrepreneurs of the past, and I know I simplify it a little bit and I generalize it a little bit, but what we can see is a logic where I first make a lot of money, and then I create a foundation to give something back. First I make profit, and then I work on people and planet. If you look at big corporations or the kind of sustainability logic that is applied, and again, I simplify and I generalize to illustrate, we make our revenues because we sell our services and products, we deduct our expenses, then we make our profits. And once we forecasted our profits, we probably also have a budget for corporate social responsibility. It comes after the profit. So I guess one reflection is, if we accept this new three-dimensional decision-making function, well, then we probably have to apply another logic, where for every decision that we make as an entrepreneur, we think about profit, people, and planet. So if I summarize those three thoughts a little bit, it would be fantastic if the future of sustainable entrepreneurship belongs to those role models who have this decision-making function: profit, people, and planet. And in the best of all worlds, those fantastic people, they work in diverse teams, they go on stage with a smile, and they explain how they make money, because I definitely agree, making money is a happiness, but then they also explain how they contribute to making people's lives better, and how they contribute to a better planet. And this is probably what I would call the super happiness. And the smile is even bigger. And I hope that those future role model entrepreneurs, they will influence other people to follow them. Because when I see what's happening on Twitter and someone else, I think it's time for people who tell a different story, who are new role models that people want to follow, so that we can achieve the 17 global goals for sustainable development. Thank you.
A big thank you to Florian for those wise words. I think that if you have any questions around how those 3 Ps seem to come together, Florian will be available at the end. Reflecting on how sort of sustainability should and can work its way into project design, I think that that applies also to Ideas in Motion. So many of you might be wondering, what is actually Ideas in Motion? Why is it different from other incubators? And what the heck are newcomer entrepreneurs? I think that newcomer entrepreneurs as an identity also speaks to an effort that we are making to sort of co-create a more socially cohesive society in a sustainable way. And what I mean by that is not labeling people sort of based on what maybe certain actors or the media decide to call people, but actually letting people speak for themselves and self-identify. So that speaks to our 3 goals. The first one being to actually support newly arrived people in Germany with founding a business, which means connecting them to the resources and people necessary. Number 2, working together also with the ecosystem that is already very much alive in Berlin, of all places, when it comes to supporting entrepreneurs, but helping this ecosystem to actually become more accessible to newly arrived people, whether it has to do with language, timings of their events, and their outreach strategy. And 3, promoting public awareness around what we think is a new identity, newcomer entrepreneurs, and the potential that this actually has and brings for all of society. Now I would like to briefly present the entrepreneurs. They will not come on stage just yet, that's another 5 minutes away, but just so that you know kind of what's awaiting you. So we have Maher and Hossein from Dalili, which is a services search engine for all kinds of services geared towards newcomers in Germany. We have Kusai with Kusai Urban Wear, which speaks for itself. We have Saeed from Baba Jinan, or in English, The Doors to Paradise. And while this name might seem a bit misleading, Baba Jinan is actually a street food and catering service that you will have the pleasure indeed to taste tonight. Then we have Abdul Hadi from the Architectural Post, and this is an online platform that actually connects skills, so engineers, designers, you name it, and people locally on the ground to work towards the rebuilding and revival of destroyed cities, or partially destroyed cities, starting with homes. We have Fadi from University. This is an online platform, educational platform, that teaches employable skills in Arabic. And we have Maria from MT Moon, a medical tourism service agency. Maria will unfortunately not be able to join us today for family reasons, but we are still representing her strongly and proudly. And of course, our team. I will just sort of name them and ask them to wave so that you know who to talk to after. We have Suhail, Louisa, Ray, Sophia, who was on stage with me earlier, Vincent, myself, Larissa, the side there, Salman, also on the side, and Irene at the very back. So these are just some of the people, of course, next to the entrepreneurs themselves, that would be more than happy to share with you the insights and future possible collaborations for the program. So make sure to reach out to us at the end. And now I would like to welcome Suhail and Louisa onto the stage to say a few words about some of the things that we've learned during this program, some of our accomplishments, and what's in store for us in the future.
So, hello everybody. As we mentioned, this was our pilot for Ideas in Motion. So as a pilot, we knew that we were going to have to learn a lot, and we knew that we were going to have to test a lot and see what really worked. And so that's what we did. We learned a lot that's actually all going to go into the design and how we're thinking of how we'll run the next round. But a few of the key learnings that we had, especially on, we knew from the beginning we had to co-create the program to really make it effective, but we really learned how to really embed feedback loops into the program and how to successfully co-create with newcomers, with partners, and with the larger ecosystem. We also learned that the personal mentorship relationship is actually one of the key success factors to impact. And we also learned how important it is for the entrepreneurs to create opportunities for entrepreneurs to build a really strong team. In terms of testing, we give a lot of thought of how do we actually measure success. So Ideas in Motion is not a commercial incubator, and we're not taking equity of the businesses that are part of the incubator. So how do we actually make sure that we're having the impact that we want? So I'm not going to share the entire impact methodology with you right now, but if you want all the details, I can bore you with them later. Ask me anytime. But there are a few outcomes that really changed during the program, and I want to share them with you because I really think they show how this pilot has really been a success. So at the start of the program, out of the 6 businesses, 2 of them had a legal form, and for the others, the ideas was really still, ideas in the entrepreneurs' heads. And now, at this point, 5 of the businesses have completed their paperwork, 3 of which are already sort of fully approved by the authorities and complete, and with the other 2 sort of in the last phase of working it out with the authorities. And this last one is completing their terms right now and slated to finish by the end of the summer. So it's really an incredible amount of movement happening that happened there. Also, 2 out of the 6 businesses have actually already started making revenue, so they're already selling. And that's really an indicator that their assumptions and everything that, while they were planning, everything they thought about their market and their ability to sell are actually true. And so it's really an incredible marker of, their future success. But perhaps the most important thing out of all of these is that each entrepreneur actually managed to grow their team in size. So the architectural post grew from Hadi to now 3 people on the team. Jalili grew from the 2 co-founders to now there are 5 on the team. Babajinan from 3 to 4. Kusei from being solo to now having a partner. And University grew from being 2 to now they have 6 team members. And the fact that they were able to really convince these others to get them to buy into their vision and commit their time to it, it's really a testament not just to their idea, but also to their leadership. And as every entrepreneur knows, the team and leading the team is really what can make it or break it. And finally, I think the learnings that we have, it's not just learnings on our side from the program or from the entrepreneurs, but actually all of the stakeholders, everybody involved somehow in the program, everybody really gets to learn from Ideas in Motion. As a network, Ideas in Motion has already built sort of a tremendous amount of very valuable knowledge and expertise that we all can learn from. And we really feel this is going to continue to grow and shape the program as well as shape everybody who's involved with it in the future. And so for that, I will let Ruth talk a little bit about the future of the program and where we're going.
Thank you, Sarah. Hello, everyone. I'm Luisa, one of the co-founders of Singa Deutschland. And just as for the Ideas in Motion entrepreneurs, we have exciting times lying ahead of us. And also, still a big part of the work. In the next year, we want to achieve 3 things. We want to make the program better, as Suhail just said. We would like to develop a business model to make Ideas in Motion more sustainable. And we want to develop our partner network even more, especially on an international level. For the first goal, we are currently making sure that everything we have learned in the first round will influence how the second round is designed. And that's a little bit the fate of being the first. You're always the guinea pig. But on the other hand, you also have the chance to be part of something new, to try it out, and to shape it. And shape it you did indeed. For those who are interested in participating in the second round, in the next round, our applications will open in the end of August, and the program will begin in mid-November. So we're very happy to announce that there will be a next program, and it will actually start soon. If you're not a potential participant, but would still like to get involved, we have 3 ways of getting involved in the next round. One is to be an expert. So if you're an expert on startup consulting, we're very happy if you get in touch. If you're a local entrepreneur and would like to be a mentor for one of the participants, and we're always looking for funding and sponsorship opportunities. And that's where we come to the second goal. In the beginning of Ideas in Motion, we had some crazy people who believed in us and funded the pilot, which were, amongst others, Ashoka, the Robert Bosch Foundation, Zalando, and several individual donors. And we were recently able to convince the Chatwin Foundation, which we were very happy about, to believe in us as well, and to support the second round financially and also in other ways. However, we are looking to make Ideas in Motion a sustainable venture, to make it a regular program, regular offer. And therefore, we need and want to develop a sustainable business model. We have a lot of ideas how that would look like, but if you think you're the right person to help us with it, please get in touch. And lastly, we got to know several organizations, other organizations who run similar programs with newcomer entrepreneurs in Paris, in London, in Amsterdam, in Zurich, in Hamburg, Munich, and Saarbrücken. And we're extremely happy about that because it means that we can all learn from each other and that we can actually leverage and increase our impact that we have together, which will be a lot bigger than just individually on a local level. So, because together, we can actually make it a lot easier for newcomer entrepreneurs to start innovative businesses in Germany and in Europe. And I am very happy to see now how it's been for our participants. Thank you very much. Well, the moment we have all been waiting for has finally come. It's the chance to hear the demos of our entrepreneurs that are nervously waiting in their seats, not because they're not sure what to say, but they can't wait to be on stage. So don't worry, it's your chance now. And we would like to start with Maher and Hussein from Delhi.
Hello everybody, I'm Maher Ismail and my partner Sheikh Ibrahim, the co-founder of Delhi. Today I will talk to you about the journey of Delhi to entrepreneurs and one dream. This is me 2 years ago while I was crossing the borders with a lot of friends to Germany, one of the high-tech country in the world, and celebrating by taking a selfie. At that moment we thought that we are going to Germany. And it's one of the high-tech countries in the world where you can find anything easily just by pressing a button. Like I want food, and this is the food. But in real life it wasn't that much easy because we had to focus on a lot of different things. Bureaucracy, getting all the papers, finding a flat, then you can decide whether you want to find a job or continue studying. For me, after losing 10 months of moving between different places, I found a lot of different initiatives and projects which provide a lot of amazing services for free for newcomers. Some for social events, some for jobs, some for tech courses, until I found Ideas in Motion, where I started my way as an entrepreneur. This is, here you can see some photos for us in the first days in Ideas in Motion, where we started to build a big family of a great team, mentors, partners, and friends. We took a lot of great workshops about different topics, different places. We learned every day new things. We met fantastic people who taught us how to start a new business, how to build a new way of life. There is a big changes happened within the last months. That's before to start the original photo here is now. This was the old logo for the league, and now we have the new logo on the right. We were a team of 2, and now we are a team of 5 with suits. We changed from working from bed then to work at office, from unknown to be more than one channel media, and also from prototype of website to new websites, delilinow.com and delilinow.org. So, for me now I'm ready to start my way as an entrepreneur. I get all my papers, but what about the others who want to start a new life, to create a new future? Why to not give them the chance to prove that they can start a new way of life? So that's why we've developed Delili. Delili is an online guide where all of these amazing initiatives and NGOs will have a space to share their information and events with the newcomers. We will give the newcomers the opportunity to access all of this information and these services, and we will approve at some point that a lot of great things in this world made by migrants. So for here, where my partner will explain more about the technical side.
So going deeply to technical side of our project, so we have 8 main categories and also more than 50 subcategories. Here the NGOs, the companies, and also all the initiatives, great initiatives, can add their details and information and share it with the newcomers and also all the people here in Germany. We have also admission to universities and also information about it. Our business model is for free, and also we have paid services. As you know, as we see now here, also it's free. And thank you.
Yeah, just I want to announce now that we are launching our project since today, and we are looking for volunteers who want to help us in our project. And also we will start soon our crowdfunding campaign. So thank you so much for joining us today. And we started before 2 years in entering this culture with the selfie, and I would like to end it today with another selfie. Are you ready to take one? Thank you so much.
And now, just before they leave, the entrepreneurs would like to present their rocks and what their word is and why they chose it.
It's creativity, because within the last few months we learned about to create, to make a lot of new and things and creative way.
Mine is innovation, service innovation lab. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Now I would like to ask Kusai to join us.
Guten Abend. Hi everybody, thank you for coming. It's really great to see there's a lot of people that they're interested in this. So my name is Kusai Shishakli. I come originally from Syria, but I left Syria a long time ago. I studied fashion in Syria, and then I moved to Lebanon for work for 7 years, and then I moved to Dubai. What I did all the last 15 years of my work was just working in evening wear. So I would like to take you just on a short trip, what I used to do before I moved to what I'm doing now. So for example, you can see here, this is some metal piece that I found in the market in Dubai, and how I developed an embroidery samples, and then I made the whole design, and then I actually worked on the design until the end, and you can see the last picture where is the full result for the whole thing. So I was, like I said, always working with evening wear, and I was doing very well. My company was doing the shows in Paris, and a lot of celebrities chose our dresses. You can see Jennifer Lopez, Beyonce, Mamacita Kamara, among others of the people that I had the chance to work for. Now, since I came to Berlin, it didn't take me a long time to notice that people will not buy 10,000 euro dresses that easily, like in Dubai. There's really no much money in the fashion industry here, which makes it quite difficult, I think, for other designers. They're really trying to do something, but it doesn't work because it's always costing so much money to work in Germany. So I tried so many things. I've been in Selbstständig for a while. I worked with big companies here, but nothing really worked out. And I think last year in the winter, I kind of just got stuck. I didn't know what to do anymore. I never wanted to work something else except in fashion. And it was really a difficult time, let's say. But then, just after a while of being totally depressed and not knowing what to do, actually I bought a sewing machine, and I had a lot of t-shirts that I got from the Ausländerheim when I was staying, and it was just a plain t-shirt, which is not my style at all, and I just decided to play around with it. I was just cutting old t-shirts, sticking it on new t-shirts, using whatever available in my house, like this washers or in German Wasserdichtung, the paper clips, or whatever I find, and just try to do something with it. And I started just wearing it when I go out. I love going out in Berlin, but who doesn't, right? So I started just playing around with things that I have at home, and I was going out wearing it, and people started noticing it and asking me where did I care from, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, why don't I just go with it? I was just having so much fun. So I chose 8 of the things that I did, and I decided to present it like a collection. It's been out for the last month and a half, and I really did not so bad so far. So I'm really very excited about what's gonna come, and I always try to put some small message, like, I don't know, the blue t-shirt is talking about the refugees always drowning in the Mediterranean, and sometimes it's just something funny, like this Turkish hipster that I did, or something oriental, like I did this star out of leather with origami style. All the designs will be available there for you to see, so I hope you will have a look before you leave. And I'm doing now, after I'm starting to do some customized things, something I really missed about working with evening wear, that I communicate with the clients and I ask what they like, and I try to do something that will fit them. And here are just small ideas I did recently, like the one on the first right. It's the robot that I did it in another way, but a girl wanted to give her boyfriend a captain. He's a captain, and she wanted to give him a nice customized t-shirt, so I changed it a bit. In the middle, it's my colleague he was wearing that t-shirt actually. It's his logo for his company. And the third one is for my friends Hugo and Sofia. They wanted to give their son for his graduation a handmade t-shirt, and he's into cocktails, and they have a Facebook page called the Berlin Shaker. So I did it really completely just for this guy's style, and hopefully he did like it. So everything you did so far, everything you saw so far, I did it in my bedroom actually. But just a couple of weeks ago, I got a chance from a friend that he gave me a room to work in. It's a very small room, but it's a great opportunity for me, because a part of my program is to also try to hire the Syrian women that they really know how to make nice handwork, and to try the simple women that they don't speak the language and they cannot find a job. I would really like to cooperate with them, either in my studio or at home, to just also try to help other refugees to achieve a better kind of living, and to help them have a job and get out of the job center. So as you can see, it's very small, but I'm very happy with it so far. And as you can see, this is supposed to be a video, but you cannot see it. But I'm using a lot of recycled material in my work, which I really like, because it's fun, and there's not much to see in Berlin. They don't have any expensive things like in Dubai to put on the dresses. So I'm just using what I found, and it's coming really fun. So I just want to tell you, when I came here, I mean, this program, Ideas in Motion, came at a perfect time for me, because I come from a background, I always worked in big companies, I was always in the creative part. I had zero ideas about marketing or business or advertisement or whatever. So they really, really helped me a lot, and the program was so full for everything you might need. So it was really, really very important that I went through it, and then now I feel I'm really stronger, and I can really start this business with confidence. Plus all the networking that they did, it was really unbelievably helpful. And this is how I actually met my partner, that she took over the marketing part, so I can work only with the design. So I really would like to thank everybody from Singa and Restart, and everybody that worked on this Ideas in Motion, the monitors, and ICLab. It was really, really amazing. Thank you very much, everybody. So, I'm just going to put in my work. I wrote Resurrection, because it's a new start. I was really down, and now everything is getting back to normal again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And just as a reminder, the entrepreneurs will be on the side at the end of the session, so don't worry if you didn't get a chance to write down everyone's contact. You will have more than enough time to talk with them at the end. Now I would like to welcome Saeed from Bab el Jinan onto the stage.
everybody. How are you? Good. Okay, my name is Saeed Irani. I am the co-founder for Bab Jinan. Bab Jinan is Arabic street food and catering service. About 1 year ago, me and my two friends, we are decided to make catering service and street food to bring our culture to Berlin. And we know how we can make, how we can cook, but we don't have any idea how we can make business in Germany. How, like, bureaucracy, many levels, and Rais will tell me about ideas of motion. I go to meet with them, I tell him about my ideas, and they were so excited about my ideas. And Ideas of Motion, he helped us in many ways. They matched me with the mentor, Daniel Schiffer from X Group, his advisor to start up company. He helped me to make my business and my plan, business plan and financial plan in a professional way. And he gave me advice about my business for my company. And they make professional workshops, for example, leaderships, marketing, accounting, and branding, and they help us to study our customers. And it's hard still. Okay. And they organized meeting with real entrepreneur. They was so helpful and they was so clear with us when we asked them something about how we can do this business. They was so, like, they helped us in real information. And I don't want to forget Ideas of Motion team and Singer Deutschland team. They was so helpful and they helped us evaluate what we need with the time and with him private time. And Bab Jinan team, like, we are Ismail Najjar is our professional chef, and Rais Najjar is business development, and me. Secrets. You make me millions. And me at administration. And what we are doing now, we are working about our legal papers, and we need 1 or 2 months, and then we'll be officially to sell our project, our food to the customers. And now this is kind of what we want to eat today. And I hope you are enjoying your food. And if you want to know more information about Bab Jinan, what it means, what we can support you in your events, we can see you see me there in the stand. And thank you, inspiration, and I think, like, about 2 days I see videos for, like, some girl, they have many problems, but she have, like, they was for me so inspiration, and like I would be, everyone is like inspiration for the future, for your work, for the entrepreneur. And thank you.
Thank you, Saeed. So now we would like to welcome Hadi onto the stage from the Architectural Post.
Hello, my name is Hadi Sultan. I'm an architect from Home City in Syria. The Architectural Post non-profit organization aims to help people to rebuild their water crisis-torn cities. The Architectural Post platform will connect, in one hand, the property owner, engineer, and volunteer worker. In the other hand, donors, investors, and leaders. Engineers in local historic area can submit projects. When it's approved, in our platform will start to collect money. Every person related for this project can see the process transparently documented step by step, and can make review and can make comments. In our platform also you can see events, and also you can participate in these events. You can donate for our one of our programs, and you can buy the architectural both products to help us and to join our volunteer team. The story began when I was in Home City during the war. I launched many initiatives there, and we succeed to make many activities with the society, and this to revive and convince people to come back, and this idea became my mission in my life and became a dream, and I was struggling to achieve this dream during the war until 2015 when I came to Germany. Also, I didn't know how to start, how to register this kind of corporation. It's something new for me. And until I joined Ideas in Motion in March 2017. In the first day, I could see that I will have a great journey with amazing people. And what I needed exactly to have more contact and more network, and to know how to establish this corporation. And I got to know a lot of amazing people in different fields, and it was very, very helpful. And during the workshops also, I got to know expert companies with NGOs also. And one of the main goals to achieve was to have multinational team, expert team, who will believe in this idea. And we have started. Dr. Christoph is advisor now. He's my mentor in this project, and he's advisor now in the team. He's an architect and cultural heritage specialized. Christina Fons, she's designer, has 10 years experience here in Germany in illustrator and graphic design, and we are going to join more members to our team. Personally, during the Ideas in Motion journey, also I changed something like I changed my education of business from Halle Saale to Berlin. I rent an office here and I started. And we launched, we moved from Facebook to web to launch website, the Architecture Post platform. It's in beta version now. Our plan for the next of this year to register this organization. We will start in the beginning of next month, and in October we are going to launch the crowdfunding campaign, and in the 1st of December will be the event to announce this organization officially. What we spoke about so far is donation model. In 2018 we are going to launch a LAMP model, and in 2020 investment model. At the end, I would like to say thank you for people in Home City. Many of people there, the hope of this project, they were inspiring me all the time. And I would like to say thank you from the heart to Ideas in Motion members, and for Singa and Restart who designed this idea. Thank you all. The word is hope. Thousands of people hope of this project in Home City now, and I believe when you are going to willing to go to do something good in your life and to help people and help the community, God will guide you to the right people. And we have just started with Ideas in Motion, and I believe we will achieve our goals. Thank you.
Beautiful, thank you. So last, but certainly not least, is Fadi from New Versity.
Good evening, our dear guests, and thank you very much for joining us here today. My name is Fadi Shalabi. I am from Damascus, Syria. And I come originally from the academic field. My previous professional life was in the field of teaching, and also working at the administrative level of Damascus University. I did my PhD in the management of higher education at Kassel University and started working in the internationalization of higher education in the MENA region. At the beginning of 2014, I came to Germany as a postdoctoral researcher to this great university to do my research. And at that time, I started meeting my former students from Damascus University who came as newcomers here to build their new lives and to achieve their ambitions. Obviously they were facing a lot of challenges and they were having a lot of difficulties, and they felt that they are having a lot of potential, a lot of strength. They are in the age of production. They want to do something to get out of the social fair system and to be productive members of their new societies. And at that time I thought that also I have always strongly believed in education as a main tool for development, especially on the personal level. So I thought that I can also achieve my dream and build something that will help them. So we created University, which is an online educational platform that teaches online professional skills using the interactive and live method. So the teachers and the students are there at the same time. And we teach skills that lead quickly to jobs. So these skills are the professional skills that are needed by the contemporary labor market that don't need a lot of academic background, don't need long time to learn, and can easily find jobs. And with every course we teach, there is an entrepreneurial component that will help each learner to even create a small business with this. So with University, we are bridging the gap between what the newcomers have and what do they need to reach the labor market. We teach them in Arabic because this is their main barrier here. Whenever we research them, we ask them, why don't you work? They always told us, well, we lack the skill and we have the language barrier. So we're teaching them these skills, and the communication language is in Arabic. And we cater for the lack of proper learning environment by using the latest technologies in education. And of course, to do such a big thing needs a great team. And as Suhail mentioned at the beginning, we grew to 6 people. So we have myself and my partner, Dr. Jürgen Werner, as the co-founders of the university. And we have Papers, our IT guy working for us from Damascus, and our 3 ladies here in Berlin. And of course, to also achieve our goals, we have strategic partnerships. Our main partnership is with Pearson Education. We have a relation with them to spread their online English language programs and teacher training programs. And we are spreading also, let's say, internationally. So we have established already an office in Damascus, Syria, and we are establishing an office in Muscat in Oman, and in the process also of establishing an office in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. We already have a partner in Canberra, Australia, and we have a representative in 3 Southeast European countries, and hopefully more to come. With all of this, I think now this has become an iconic picture for all of you. Ideas in Motion came, I don't know whether it came to me or I came to it, but it was such a great experience. I was honored to be a member of this new endeavor. As I mentioned at the beginning, I come from the academic background, so I have no clue what is business. And I think Ideas in Motion put us through the journey to learn every single step on how to do things. And we have developed a lot. The Ideas in Motion team asked me today to talk about what was the most important thing that we did, or what was the most important workshop. I tried my best. Sorry, I failed. There was no one thing. And I think we are even hungry for more. And I see today sitting with us C-Labs, Yuko and Sufika, leadership, Mark with negotiation skills. How can I say that this was more important than this? Everything was so important, and everything was very crucial for us to learn, to be successful entrepreneurs. So thank you very much for everything you have done for us, for all the help and support you gave us through this journey. It was such an unforgettable memory. And one of the biggest impact on our project was, last March, Ideas in Motion launched, and we launched with this name, iBridge Pro Academy. We were so proud that we were there with our website and our logo and name, and then we started realizing that we chose the wrong name, the wrong logo, the wrong website, the wrong representation of ourselves, and all this information were through information and learning that we got through Ideas in Motion. we had taken that decision of changing the name and changing ourselves. So then we evolved as University, and now we're putting our new insights and our new learning and information inside University. Our website, university.com, will be online in a couple of weeks, hopefully, so we're working on it now. And we are so proud to announce that by next month we are starting with the green courses, the Java online course, and how to develop a successful journalistic report. And in September we are starting our 3 more courses: strategic marketing, project management, professional, and Arabic for the speakers of other languages. I've met today, and every day I think I meet people who are entrepreneurs or who don't know they are entrepreneurs. I would say, you have a dream, you have to believe in yourself, you have to believe in your dream and follow it. And here I would like to quote Tom Hanks, who said, if it wasn't hard, everyone would do it. It is that hard that makes it great. So think big, believe in yourself, and be great. Thank you very much. Thank you. My stone, I wrote, "Be the change that you want to see in the world." And this is a quote by Gandhi. And I chose this because every one of these newcomers, the students that I met, everyone wants to change, to see the change. They want to change the situation that brought them here, and maybe to have a better situation to go back. And with University, we hope that we may help them be the change that they want to see in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fadi. So now, one of the final sessions or parts of the official program has come. It's the certificate ceremony. And while you have been so generous in thanking us, we need to be just as generous or maybe double as generous in thanking you, because without you, this program wouldn't have been possible. Obviously, not only because we need participants for a program to have any purpose, but more importantly, we needed your support and ideas to create the program from the very beginning. So we would like to welcome each one of you one by one on stage. Suhail will present the certificates, and we will start with Maher. Next is Hossein. Hussein. Saeed. Abdul Hadi. And Fadi. Thank you to all of you for your inspiration, hope, everything that you also gave to us. So I think all of the words that sort of go to describe the program from the side of the entrepreneurs also we can give back to you in the same way. Now I will pass the phone or microphone to Fadi for a surprise.
Thank you very much. So as you heard, we were doing the last 5 months in Ideas in Motion, and I think today we moved a step forward and we are in the motion of ideas. And I would like to ask my friends to join me, and please, if you come here, find a way, because you sparked the whole idea. So we decided to establish a newcomer entrepreneurs association that would help newcomers, the new ones who would like to establish their new businesses, who would like to be entrepreneurs, with our humble experience that we learned that we can help them. We can always exchange ideas among each other and with other people. We have just unofficially created a small Facebook page today. It will be publicly soon, and maybe we create our website just to help anyone in the future. It was, Reit inspired, and Leis was one of the team of Ideas in Motion who inspired the idea, and we took it seriously, and we decided to do it. So thank you very much for your commitment, and hopefully this will be a step forward in helping for everyone who would like to be a future entrepreneur. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is incredibly exciting news. I can't think of a better outcome than an association by newcomer entrepreneurs for newcomer entrepreneurs, whatever that means. I'm sure that this association will be very open and welcoming of all kinds of people that would like to join. As you see, we have quite a number of people to thank as partners. I will go through the entire list because we will be here until tomorrow, but take a look. These are some inspiring organizations, companies, institutions, and people that are really behind this program. Finally, we would like to open the buffet and the networking. So just for your orientation, most important, the food is at the back, as well as the drinks, so please enjoy, and then be sure to give your critical feedback to the Babajanet team, which, among other entrepreneurs, will be on my right, so your left. So any of the entrepreneurs that you're curious to talk with, connect with, please feel free to join them on the side once you've grabbed a bite to eat. And also the Ideas in Motion team, as well as Singa and Restart, will also be in the back, but this side. And we are also waiting to talk with you, happy to exchange. We'd love to get your contact details in case we don't already have them. If we have ideas for you or you have ideas for us, this is the time. Thank you to everyone. And at some point in the coming